Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all out?
Get some more stuff out there. Really, really interesting episode today, but we'll get to that advice part later. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm Jack Coleman, joined with Dan Carroll. Dan, how are we doing in quarantine life?
Man, I am losing my mind.
Right? It's hit the point. It's really hit the point where I'm so sick and tired of this. I just want to go out. I want to be with people. Like, that's all.
I don't even like people, and I want to be with people. I miss having conversations with people who aren't my family.
Mhm.
I miss hanging out with friends who aren't my little brother. No offense
Mhm.
to him, but man, I miss like different faces and different things going on. I miss being out of the house.
Yeah, the occasional time that I've seen some of my friends just around, it's literally been weird. Like, I feel like they aren't real because I haven't
Yeah,
physically seen them in so long. And there's only so many conversations you can have with your family. Like, what else? Like, we're living the same life. I know what's going on.
and we're
We
just
can't.
not that interested in the things that the other people are interested in.
Mhm. Yeah, it's brutal. I know that as soon as this is over, we need to just have some kind of parade or something. Like, I just want to embrace people. Like, I want to hug. I want to hug from someone outside of my
I
family.
want to
Like that.
bar crawl. I want to bar
Yes,
crawl so
please.
bad.
The bar is gonna hit come, I don't know, probably June, July, like when it's supposed to actually be summer. And if we can't go out or do stuff or be at parties and stuff like that, like, it's gonna suck because it's what we should be doing. I don't care in early May if I'm sitting around watching Netflix. Like, that's what I'd probably be doing anyway in between schoolwork. Like, I'm
Yeah,
doing schoolwork at school.
the school
Um,
hangover.
yeah, like it's fine for right now, but as soon as summer hits, it's gonna be so much more brutal. Um,
I
no, go on.
We're lucky. We have a pool. I'm waiting for that to open.
Oh my God,
I
yes.
think life will get way better once we can go in the pool. But even then, like, I'm gonna swim laps by myself, huh?
You're just gonna swim around all day. No, but a little, chilling out by the
It,
pool, a little day
it's
drink. Like,
definitely better than what we have now, which
mhm.
is my bedroom and my basement.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be weird seeing what, like, the shore like here is like, because I mean, the main thing around here is the summer, and that's all anyone looks forward to. It's where a lot of business comes from. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what that's gonna be like, but hopefully they open up gatherings soon. Like, at least have, like, whatever the rule was, like, under 10 people it was a while ago for us. So hopefully they can open that up so at least some of the boys can chill, and then we'll gradually open up to everything else. But man, it sucks. It,
You know, it's
it
really
really,
gonna hit different.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
just not just the first like bar night, but
Mhm.
the first big event where a lot of people can go again. I'm talking like the first baseball game if that
Oh,
happens, the first football game in the fall.
if that even happens with college right
Yeah,
now, I
for
mean,
real.
that's up in the air. But we'll be able to make the most of it at school. We'll have fun off campus.
Yeah, we will.
We'll be able to at least just have some kind of connection with other people outside of our families and stuff. But I do want to know. So, to start off our show, we like starting off with some entertainment. What have you been watching right now?
That MJ doc is
Mhm.
porn to me.
Yeah,
It,
no, it's
it's
awesome.
it's unreal. It's not just like great sports footage. It's my team.
Hmm.
My team hasn't been good in a long time, and it's the best player of all time.
Hands down. And I said this in talking with one of my last interviews with Hubs, and then in between with Aiden on the podcast. Like, I prep for it like it's a game. You
Yeah.
know, like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to watch. I
Hmm.
have the same feeling of being about to watch my team play a game. And I had kind of similar stuff for first round of the draft, second and third and so on, whatever. I mean, like, I still was enjoying it, but the first round of the draft and the MJ doc have, like, given me that sports fix that I was missing so much.
The first round of the draft in general was really
Mhm.
cool because it gave us something new to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the MJ doc, as great as it is and as well done as it is, we're still talking MJ versus LeBron and how good is Dennis Rodman, how good is Scottie Pippen. But with the draft, that's new information. We can start to look forward to something again. We get to think about how good or bad our teams are going to be next year.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the draft itself, how are you feeling with the Bears? How do you think they did?
I mean, we took Cole Kmet in the second, which I think was a good pick. He reminds me of Greg Olson. I think he'll be a good tight end, maybe a Kyle Rudolph type. We got a really good corner as far as talent goes, but he was only there because he's had like 3 or 4 surgeries, which is a pace move. And then the rest of the draft was horrible.
Yeah. I like the Cole Kmet pick. I saw him play for Notre Dame, and the dude was a beast. You got a beast in a tight end. You guys needed a tight end. So I think that's
we have 10 of them.
Yeah, that's a problem. But I think Cole Kmet will easily stand out as
I think he's going to be one of the 100%. Top.
He's going to be good. At any time that you can get the number one of a position in the draft, it's something, you know?
Especially in the second round.
Necessary. Yeah.
43rd pick. He fell a lot.
Yeah. That's, I was just as excited with the Giants with getting Xavier McKinney. Like that
was a steal.
Huge.
He's going to be a stud.
And that's why the draft is so awesome, because you saw a run of wide receivers and running backs. So, an actual good, probably best player, one of at least like top 3 of that group in the second round just fell to us because everyone, goes and quickly picks up skill positions. So I was really pumped about that. But yeah, MJ Doc. So we haven't even talked about it on here yet. The first 2 episodes, good in their own right. The whole Scottie Pippen episode was awesome, and that opened up a lot of topic for conversation. But last night's was really interesting. We had the Dennis Rodman. The Dennis Rodman episode, incredible. It's everything I expected and then some.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I saw a story about him earlier. It was a story that Carmen Electra told his girlfriend at the time. I think I sent it to you too. Dennis invited her to come to the Bulls practice facility, or like blindfolded her and brought her to the Bulls practice facility. And then they hooked up all over, including on the court.
I mean, that has to be some sick dream of a lot of NBA players, but Dennis Rodman was the one to really just go all in and do it. The Vegas mini vacation was incredible. That story.
He used to go out and put up like a double-double after a night of drinking until 5 a.m. He was,
and they told the story about the Indian run when Dennis came from the back and lapped everyone like 4 times.
And
crazy.
4 times might not even sound like a lot until you remember that it's not like a couple bum-ass white dudes out there who can't run. Like, it's Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen who got lapped 4 times.
And then Phil telling MJ, like, we need to go get him. And basically you have this almost like buddy cop scene of Jordan showing up to Dennis Rodman's hotel. And then the best part was the immediate cut to Carmen Electra to tell her part of the story with that, and her just being naked, hiding behind the couch as Dennis Rodman's passed out, and essentially Jordan dragging him out of there by his nose ring. Incredible.
He shows up to practice in pajama pants.
And he was good. That's the thing, is he was good the next day.
My favorite part of the whole episode was when they were talking about kind of his rise to stardom. And he talks about how he knew that he was good at rebounding. He knew that he was good at defending. He could score when he was in high school, or I don't know if he played in high school. When he was younger, I should say.
I'm unsure if the footage was college or high school. It may have been. It looked like high school, unless he played. I thought so too. But he played like at a bad school, right? So. Regardless,
when he was younger, he was, there was footage of him making jump shots. And he gets to the league, he says, yeah, I was really good at rebounding and really good at defending, so I just focused on that. Imagine being so good, and he's not big either. He's like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
If that. Imagine being so good at rebounding and defending at 6'9" that they put you at power forward.
Crazy. I mean, you tend to see that a little bit with Draymond Green. Obviously, Draymond is not nearly the
He's
player
the
that
poor
Dennis
man's
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Exactly, but in today's game, he's able to do that. He's able to rebound just in a manner like Rodman, where he played above his height.
Yeah.
He was physical. He was tough. Draymond Green is easily one of the reasons why that Warriors team was as good as it was. And a guy like Dennis Rodman, he's a key part of the Jordan narrative as well, along with Scottie Pippen. But then we get into Phil Jackson. I always have such a rough time dealing with
I
Phil.
love Phil.
I
I
did
have
too.
nothing
And
but love
but
for
then the
him.
Knicks, when he was GM, it was tough. Like, he didn't make great decisions. But I still like him from his Bulls days. I think he's a great character. Maybe it was just coming in at the wrong time, but I
Is there
genuinely
ever a
like.
right time for the Knicks
No,
besides the
it,
1980s?
no, it never is. It literally never is. And if Phil can't fix it, who is? It's devastating.
On the other
But
hand, while you bring up how horrible the Knicks are, the Bulls have a new GM. The Bulls have a
so,
new president of basketball operations. The Blackhawks just fired their horrible president of operations. Their
yeah,
GM has gone next. It has been a great offseason for Chicago
yeah.
sports.
No, that's awesome for you guys. I mean, it's on my end, it's been kind of lame because Knicks have done nothing in terms of coaching, switching up the GM, anything like that. I mean, we got Leon Rose pretty much on our team. We'll see how that goes. I think it can help a little bit, but Yankees are supposed to be awesome this season. I don't get to watch them play. The only saving grace right now is that the Giants had a very good draft. I'm pumped
They
about
did.
the Giants draft.
They had a real nice draft.
Heavily focused on the line, which Gettleman, really did a great job with, because those were definitely his picks. But on the defensive end, I saw some really great picks, and I think a lot of those came from Joe Judge as a coach. So I'm really excited to see what he's able to do with us this season. I'm the optimistic bit of me thinks that there's a chance for a 7 wins for us this season. That's optimistic. I'm leaning more towards 5, potentially 6.
I have no hope whatsoever when it comes to the Bears, but awesome offseason for the Bulls. They've been a horrible franchise basically since Derrick Rose first tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And
Still hurts. Still hits.
Yeah. Our front office is brand new. I think they're going to do a much better job. We got an exec from Denver, and where was the other guy from? It was from a pretty good team. But anyways, he seems like he knows what he's doing. That and The Last Dance, things are really looking up for the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think it's a good little bit of promotion as the franchise is starting to move in the right direction.
Definitely, especially as the franchise is trying to get back on track. But the Pistons end to MJ, that was awesome too. The one thing, Bill Laimbeer is an actual just god. Like, that dude is.
I love Bill
He's
Laimbeer.
awesome. He is awesome. The fact that he stands firm in everything to this day, even Isaiah Thomas really couldn't.
Oh, Jordan and IT.
Yeah.
Jordan still thinks he's an asshole, and I love that. He is an asshole. Fuck the Pistons.
Nah, the Pistons are they were a fun. I like the Pistons, that Bad Boys Pistons era, because that's a really fun time in basketball. It's a more aggressive, tough time to be able to play, and it builds up the Jordan narrative too.
I like the Bad Boy Pistons in the same way that I look at. I don't even want to give it to them. Like the 2016 Cubs.
Okay.
It was a good team. They were well managed. They were built to win a championship. You can't help but like watching the Bad Boy Pistons because it was entertaining. It was just awesome basketball to watch. But it's always just fuck the Pistons.
Leave it at that.
Those dudes would have killed MJ on the court if they had the chance.
Yeah, no, 100%. But awesome team to watch. Like I said, Laimbeer is just one of those guys in basketball that comes around every once in a while who just does not care.
He's
and
the best.
I love those kind of guys. So looking ahead, the main thing of this pod is some guys' advice talk. And today we want to get into Tinder. So for me personally, I've had occasional uses of it. I'm off again. I really am not a huge fan of it. I don't think I'll really be going back to it. I know you have used it before. So I don't know, just some tips. I'm not hating on it though. I think it's a very good use for guys to be able to, find, whether it be a long-term dating situation or just a hookup. Like, it works. Like, Tinder works for people. So I think I just wanted to go over some tips for guys as to what they should be doing on there and what they shouldn't be doing.
Number one tip, while
Mhm.
we're in quarantine, Tinder is enabling passport for everyone, so you can set your location anywhere in the world. Go check out Sweden, go check out Denmark, and thank me later.
Yeah. Only a plane ride away. But in general, so I think so the main thing with girls on Tinder is, honestly, if you're finding a fairly attractive girl on Tinder, odds are that, because there's definitely way more guys that are on it, because let's face it, it's an easy way for guys to hook up. Like, there's going to be more guys on there. If you're an attractive girl on there and, you're a guy and you're medium attractive, like
Medium ugly.
like, odds are you're probably not landing one of the attractive girls on the site. So that's first off the bat. Don't have expectations high when you're on there. If you land someone cool, like, that's awesome. I wish the best to you, but odds are, like, those chances are pretty slim.
As low as you can set your expectations, set them there, because then at least you won't be disappointed.
Exactly.
I've had Tinder on and off since I turned 18, and I don't even know if I've ever met up in person with a girl that I matched with on there.
Yeah.
It's like, you had their Snapchat, you're never going to talk again. It's not that.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm not as big a fan as other guys with it, just because, like, I know this isn't going anywhere. I know that, at most it's a hookup or something. But it's not anything grounded. It's not anything really real. You're probably just going to have, like, this person's Snapchat in your phone and randomly see stories of them doing stuff. So it's like, oh, cool.
Like, who is this person?
How do I know you? But, for the guys out there, some quick tips for it. Obviously, you got to have a good bio. Nothing that's, like, too standard
keep it simple.
Keep it simple, but something funny.
Simple but unique. Simple and creative.
Yeah, don't just go online and Google good Tinder, bios or pickup lines. Like, that's lame. That's boring. They've probably seen them all. You don't want to, be the guy in the middle of her swiping where she's seen that same bio a million times. And something that also lends to being unique is have cool different pictures. Try and this is just something that you can take into your day-to-day life and experiences. Like, take cool pictures of you doing stuff that is actually cool. Like, take a picture when you normally wouldn't. Take a picture when you're out with your friends. Make sure to have that time to actually do that kind of stuff, so you're not sitting on Tinder with the same LinkedIn profile pic and girls aren't swiping right on LinkedIn profile pics.
So I actually read an article a while ago on it was purely for entertainment purposes. I didn't even have Tinder at the time. I was just curious.
Hashtag strictly research, but go on.
It was about what kind of pictures do better on Tinder. Animal pictures, big yes.
100%. Yeah.
100% biggest yes. Oh, when I say animals, I'm talking like dogs, maybe cats.
No tigers.
Girls hate fish pictures.
Yeah, no one wants a fish picture. Are you kidding me?
I have pictures of myself holding up a fish.
Oh,
no one wants to see it.
I was thinking, like, your aquarium tank is in the back, chilling. But yeah, no fish picture. Come on, this isn't Duck Dynasty. Come on.
Like, I get it. It's a cool achievement for someone who knows what they're talking about. Yeah. But there's not
odds are you don't
fish.
Odds are you don't know what you're talking about.
There's not even that many guys who understand fishing.
Yeah. Save it for the boys. Like, no girl is gonna care how big your fish is.
That's for Facebook, not Tinder.
Yeah, that's totally Facebook. That's for grandma to hit you up and say congratulations on.
The other one was try to be the only guy in the pic.
And that's something that I've personally struggled with, and this may just be me, but it could be other guys, is like, I find myself when you're the sole person in the pic, you don't feel as confident. And sometimes you need that other person as just like a point of comparison or something, where even if they're as good looking as you or even better, it shows that you have good looking friends or something. So for me, that's something that I've definitely struggled with. But it makes sense. Like no one wants to, like they're swiping right on you, not the other people. And I think that has something to do with, a sense of pride in yourself. Like take pride in them being the one to swipe right on you and not your friend.
I think the rule is that you should make it clear which one is you. Like
Mm,
hypothetically, you could probably have different people and or a different person in every single picture.
yeah.
But if you're the only blonde girl in every single picture, they're gonna know it's you.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I think as long as you're identifiable, it's not gonna take too much effort for them to figure it out.
yeah, like no one likes the Tinder profiles where you suddenly have to do, detective work and figure out which one is the actual girl. And most of
Most
the time
profiles get
it's
one
never the
look.
one you want it to be.
One look.
Yeah, one look. Um, but yeah, also I think this goes without, like, don't do anything outside of who you are. Like, don't be posting a shirtless pic if you don't have the body to post a shirtless pic, because it's not gonna work. Not every girl wants to see the shirtless pic. If you are rock hard abs, Chris Hemsworth type vibe, do it, dude.
I
100%
think
do it.
in addition to that, it's all about what you have to sell.
Mm,
You know? Like
yeah.
I'm not in the greatest shape. I'm not gonna post a shirtless pic.
Hmm.
But I like to think I have a good looking face. So I'm gonna post pictures of my face.
Yeah, and like I think that doing or having pictures of you doing the stuff you like without adding all that into the bio is really cool, because
Mhm.
words are meaningless. If you can actually show that you do something, like I know with you play guitar, like if you had a picture of you playing guitar, that gets the message across. No one wants to read. This isn't the
Uh,
1950s.
my I used to have a picture of me playing guitar on my
Mhm,
profile, and my favorite thing used to be when I would match with someone I didn't remember matching with.
mhm.
Be like, "Oh, you play guitar?" Like, no. Why do you ask? Here's a picture of me playing.
um but yeah, and then in terms of, I don't know, Tinder, I don't know the right word for it, but
If you
uh,
want a relationship, get Hinge. If you want to hook up, get Bumble. Tinder's kind of like the name brand.
mhm,
It's okay, but depending on what you're looking for, it's kind of just like the middle ground. There's people on there looking for relationships. There's
yeah.
people who just want hookups. It's kind of a weird place.
And I'm not hating on or any of these. Like I
No, not at
think
all.
that it's definitely a reasonable way to meet people in a new age where, face-to-face interactions aren't necessarily the norm. I personally prefer that, but other guys might not be able to do that as easily. So I definitely think it's a good option. In terms of etiquette though, on Tinder, first of all, I think that if you're a guy on Bumble, it's different because girls can message first. But if you're on Tinder as a guy, you're
You
probably
got to
gonna have to
message
send the,
first.
you're probably gonna have to send the first message. Um, don't don't do, and I've fallen victim to this too because I haven't felt like putting in that much effort. But don't do the typical hey. Who cares? Who cares with a hey? Just try and do the pickup line. So at least it's funny. At least they know you have a sense of humor.
Just something different, something that's going to get her attention.
Hmm.
Like you said, if you're an attractive girl on Tinder, you kind of got your pick.
Yeah.
Like the ratio of attractive girls compared to guys that are going to swipe right on her is
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Insane.
So you have
Chances
to
are.
find a way to get their attention.
Hmm. So whether it's a funny pickup line, whether it's just some funny kind of question, I think that's a good move. I think that at least you'll probably get a response and you can go from there. At least someone knows you're funny. At least you can have an initial conversation, and that's all you need. And hopefully the rest of some of our other episodes, we can get you going on what other type of game you need to be able to spit once you get past that initial part, whether that's Tinder or real life or anything. But after that, you don't want a Tinder conversation going on too long. It hits
There's
a point.
there's a certain point where
Mhm.
if you've gotten to that point and you're still having a conversation, like ask for her Snapchat, ask for her number, and just leave it at that because it's not going to get any better in the Tinder message.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I'm a big believer in not really, if you're trying to hook up or go on a date or something through Tinder, I kind of feel like you shouldn't be doing that in the DMs of Tinder. Like, try and get a number, try and get a Snapchat, something else, so that you can work towards something at least a little more real than, you know, just the Tinder sphere. Um, but
Best
yeah,
case, you can get a girl's Snapchat with fewer than 7 messages being exchanged, and that's
Mhm.
if you text first.
Yeah.
And the 6th one should be her Snapchat.
Yeah. Like don't spend all day, because then this is the case where it goes nowhere. The girl's gonna realize it's going nowhere, and she's gonna stop answering. Most likely she's gonna stop answering. So get a
Mhm.
number or a Snapchat and continue it from there and just talk. Be normal. Don't be weird once you can be weird and funny with the first opening line or the pickup line. Don't be weird after that. Don't say weird stuff. Don't be trying to hook up, say any kind of like overtly
Mhm.
sexual things in Tinder. Like, save that and be personable, be normal, ask, you know, normal question. A simple "how is your day going" is literally a conversation starter just for her to start opening up and tell you about stuff. And if it's still not an open conversation, you know, maybe you put in a little more work, maybe you just lose the whole match on its own and just kind of move on. But
More
yeah,
than anything else, girls like to talk about themselves. They
definitely.
don't really give a shit about us.
No.
Like, we think we're
One bit.
interesting, but what do we talk about? We talk about sports and video games.
Yeah. There's not much else unless you're like a cool
You're
surfer dude, which, like, if you're a cool surfer dude, make sure to bring up, because that's awesome.
you're doing just fine for yourself, I'm
Doing
sure.
totally fine. You probably don't even need Tinder. Leave it
You
for guys
definitely
like
do not
us
have Tinder.
who get sad every Sunday watching our teams lose. This is where we come to play. Um, but
I
yeah,
Anytime I have re-downloaded Tinder, it's been on a Sunday after the Bears lost.
it's the tough times when Tinder comes out.
Oh yeah.
And don't, I'm not a fan of drunk Tinder if you're sloppy drunk. Like, don't swipe right on everyone and anyone. Like, you deserve some self-respect out there. Like, you don't need to just be, and we've all fallen victim to it, where it's just, yep. Like, no, you deserve better. You can do better. Just take your time, feel it out. I think when you're sober, it's a better idea, so that you can try and, you know, get one of these more meaningful matches out of it, where and actually results in something, and you feel good about it resulting in something. You know, it you don't, just because it's online, you don't want to be, if it had been real life, the guy at the bar hitting up everyone, asking everyone to hook up, and being sloppy. Don't
Yeah.
carry that over into Tinder. It's not worth it, you know?
You know what makes something valuable?
Harder it is
Supply
to
and
get.
demand.
There you go.
Make
Boom.
yourself low in supply and the demand will go up.
Big business. But yeah, I think that's a good starter for Tinder.
We can
Be
talk
careful.
lines too. I'll throw a few at you.
You go. You got the lines. I just prefer my personal interaction as opposed to pickup lines.
I mean, I do too, but you stick around for so long and you pick one or two up.
Yeah.
No, the best one, or the most effective one, I guess, that my friend taught me a while back.
Mm-hmm.
You send like B13 or like A4 or something like that.
Take your notes. Take notes.
And they send back like what or question mark, whatever, and you say your vending machine number because you're a snack.
Boom.
It's cheesy, but they'll say something like, "Oh, that's so funny," or
Yeah,
"You're
no one's gonna
sweet."
leave open B13. That's random. Like, you gotta at least figure out what it is. And
They
there
just
you
want to know
go.
what's going on.
Yeah. And there's your
And
initial interaction.
at that point, you got their attention and you gave them a compliment.
Mm-hmm. It's all it is. It's
Yep.
all it is. So if you're really struggling on Tinder, try and take some of these tips. But again, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't tell guys, like, don't limit yourself to Tinder. Don't limit yourself to Tinder because it's the easy option and it seems like the only way for you to get girls. Use it as
It's
an
got to be your
addition.
alternate.
Yeah, like, use it as an addition or as your means of working on your game, so that when it comes to person interaction, because that's what counts. You're not marrying someone
100%.
through Tinder, you know? I mean, it can happen and you build the relationship from there, but you need the other stuff to work towards that. So learn what you can from it and then carry it into the real world. And, you know, don't be a jerk. Just don't be, that's my main message in like every advice is don't be a jerk. It's not that hard.
Don't be a
And
jerk.
a lot of guys are jerks.
Don't be a jerk and be confident, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's all it is. Literally, that's all it is. But yeah, that's it for Tinder for today. To all my dudes, all my kings out there. um, but now we're gonna wrap up with a little music talk. Some new music that we've been listening to this week, or old music that we've heard. I can start out. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but my assistant principal slash AP English teacher from high school is doing these album listens on Twitter, and it's been super fun. Been connecting with old teachers, just talking music. The most recent one we did was a old Pearl Jam album. We did
Which one?
VS versus. Is it versus or VS? I always never know. It's the one with the goat.
Oh, I think it is Versus.
Yeah. So awesome listen. Like
Ooh,
super fun
Donner's
time.
on there. That's a great album.
Yeah. So we went through that. So far we did what was it? We did To Pimp a Butterfly. That was my suggestion. And they loved it, which I'm so hyped about. I'm teaching the old heads new tricks. And then we also did what else? We did Guns N' Roses, like the standard Guns N' Roses album, the one with all on it. That was awesome. And then we did trying to think of what else. We did the Bruce Springsteen Western Stars album, a New Strokes album, just a bunch of stuff so far. Tonight we're picking up with another one of my suggestions. We're doing Awaken My Love by Gambino, which I personally love. I know they'll love it because it has like a 70s vibe in terms of musicality. And then rest of the week we're going to be listening to the Fiona Apple album, which is awesome.
I didn't think I would like it, and it was really good.
It's really good.
It's almost like a more raw, stripped down Billie Eilish type vibe.
Yeah, and not as emo-y, more angsty, if that makes sense. But awesome album. So we're gonna be listening to that together. Yeah. But personally, I've been listening to the Fiona Apple album a ton, and I'm excited to listen with them this week. And then I think we're finishing out the week with some Nirvana. I was forgetting the name of the album. The one with the baby on it, the pool.
Never mind.
We're doing that Friday to kick off the weekend.
I have that on vinyl. That's one of my all-time favorite albums.
Yeah. So that's some older music that I've been listening to, and Gambino is tonight. So I'm super excited for some analysis on that. In terms of new music for the week, though, I wasn't crazy about whatever came out this week. There wasn't anything like insane that really got me going.
I don't know when it came out, but we have to. I am sorry about my dogs.
Good. Dogs are barking.
We have to talk about that Jerry Cinnamon album.
Oh, Jerry Cinnamon.
You recommended it to me, and it is the best body of work that I've heard in a long time.
It's so it kind of has that, I don't know, that vibe that it just empowers you in a way that you now feel like you need to go to Scotland or Ireland or wherever these guys are from, because they have that vibe in them. They have that sound, that Dropkick Murphy sound, but on a more toned back, clean.
It's a very liberating sound.
Yeah, it's awesome. It just feels good to listen to.
It does.
So I've been a big fan of that album. That and the Fiona Apple album dropped the same week, which was maybe last week, I think. So I've just been listening to the two of those consistently. Earl Sweatshirt had a new track, Whole World. It was pretty good. I always like Earl. The Jack Boy album I thought was pretty cool. He's part of, I forget the group, Sniper Gang. I think it's Sniper Gang.
I think so.
That Kodak is in. And he has a cool sound to him. It's different. I like when a rapper
weird. I don't know what I think of him.
It's an okay album, but I like that he sounds different compared to other rappers you hear out there. So that was good. In terms of other stuff, yeah, there wasn't really much this week that I was like head over heels. Oh, the Travis and Kid Cudi song, The Scots, really cool vibe. Cudi on that was a big addition. We needed more Travis and Cudi, and the fact that they're pairing up now is really fun. And then I listened to the new Wiz Khalifa album. It's more of an EP because it's pretty short. It's like 21 minutes. He had some cool songs on there. He samples one old Dr. Dre song on one of the songs. I think it's called Still Wiz, and I really like that. It was like an older sound. And then in terms of like old music that I've also picked up on my own, I've randomly been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac, And
love Fleetwood Mac.
yeah, and some Blues Traveler for whatever random reason. But I don't know. I've been in the mood with them, and they're super cool.
So, speaking of old music, I kind of cycle, and every once in a while, I'll get really into a certain band again.
Mm-hmm.
And lately, it's been Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones.
Nice.
Led Zeppelin 4 is just the best album of all time, hands down, no competition.
Definitely.
But I found out something really cool about the Rolling Stones today. They're one of their most popular songs, I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
Yep.
Super recognizable, super famous, super successful. Keith Richards, the guitarist, said that he woke up one morning and had 40 minutes recorded on a tape recorder. And he said he had recorded it, had no memory of recording it, and then there's another like 35 minutes of him snoring. He literally wrote one of their most famous songs in his sleep.
That's incredible. That's the stuff that you don't get anymore. You're not going to hear like random rappers or like the baby come out of his sleep and be like, yeah, I wrote that. No, like rockers back in the day were crazy and they just pumped out classics. Like music that when you first heard it was a classic.
You know Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden?
Love that song.
Love that
Up there
song.
for favorite music video of all time too.
Chris Cornell is very close to my heart. I wish I could be him. He's one of my all-time favorite musicians. Unreal, great writer, great singer. And he was the singer and songwriter for Soundgarden.
Yep.
He said he was driving home one day and Black Hole Sun just came to him. He was sitting in the driver's seat and he said the entire song, chorus, verses, intro, the guitar riff. He said he went home, he hummed it into a tape recorder, went to bed, woke up, never listened to the tape again, and wrote the whole song.
Wow.
No one today does that, man.
No one. That about wraps it up. I hope you liked our entertainment. Oh, real quick, another entertainment. I'm starting my new show now. Just finished Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. Really fun time. Super funny, kind of corny, but it's a dating reality show if you're in need of some more Bachelor fix. And then I'm starting Outer Banks. I started the first episode tonight. It's on Netflix. It's cheesy in a way that it's like a more mature Disney Channel original movie vibe, but I like it for some reason. It just feels comfortable.
I mean, hey, some of those movies were good.
Exactly, but it's like a more mature vibe to it. So I like that. I've been to the Outer Banks a lot, so it's just kind of cool. But all in all, hope you liked our advice. Please, Kings, stay trying out there on Tinder, but do it the right way. And we try to help. We might not even be right. We don't even know what we're doing half the time on Tinder, but I think what we're saying can really help out a little bit and get you to that next level. Otherwise, that's it for this week. We'll try and get back to you either later this week or next week. Quarantine, we got time on our hands, so we'll pump out more content. And shout out to the boys at Big Picture Sports, where this will be up on soon. And keep at it, guys.
Cheers, guys.